I'm Gary from Farmhand. I'm the area service manager for the southern region. We're here today to showcase, I suppose, best practices for setting up your fertiliser spreader and getting optimum results from your machine and your product. This machine we're looking at today is a ZAV machine. It's a speed-related machine which alters the shutter position. The faster you go or slower you go, it will change the shutter position and ultimately keep the correct rate. So the first thing we do is we securely couple the machine to the tractor, and we make sure that from left to right our spreader is level, and also from front to back is level. We then check our disc height from the ground. At the front it should be 80 centimetres, and also at the back should be 80 centimetres above the ground. For top dressing, try and at least aim for 50 centimetres above the crop on top dressing. We will then check our fertiliser app to get the settings of the product that we want. Okay, so the first thing you do is you identify what product you're spreading. So to show you a little bit on the EasyCheck app, on initial setup, the first thing we do is we select a machine, and in this case we select the ZAV. And we can put in the serial number of the machine, also a name, and also select the measuring units. So today we will go with metric. We select our disc, which is V2, and today we're working with 18 meters. We select also what limiter, if we have a limiter on the machine, and it is manually adjusted limiter, so we select it with the stopper and the slider on the side, and we create the implement. So once the implement is created, we then select it. We then select our product from the fertiliser tab. So we then select Yara fertilisers and select your product. And from that we can add to the spreading chart. It asks us then for an approximate working speed. So we will put in 12 kilometers per hour, and a spread rate of today 125 kilos to the hectare, and continue. So from that it gives us a basic shutter position, our disc speed of 720 RPM. It also gives us our border spreading settings. So it tells us the position of the border is letter C and 60 for a height. Our switching on point is 15 meters, and our switching off point is 3 meters. So then we move to the machine and we set the vanes. Firstly, it has given us the settings for 18 meters of 26.5 for a shutter position, and more importantly 13 and 44 on the vane settings. And we're now going to show you how to adjust the vane settings on the machine. So like we described earlier, we have a long and a short vane, and we also have numbers on the disc to correspond from the setting chart. So the long vane we set to 44. So once the indicator is in position 44, we can move to the short vane and we move to 13. And we repeat the same procedure on the opposite disc. So this is the basics of setting your spreader and getting working before we do any further checks.